Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Spain for Division 1 Round 16 action. I'm joined tonight by Jatuzi. I'm your host, Nishka. Jatuzi, mate, how are you feeling about Spain this week, mate?
If Australia was anything to go off, I think there's going to be some great racing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. There was some fantastic racing. We know we had a smaller grid last week in Division 1. We got similar tonight, similar numbers, but the race last week was pretty fantastic. So let's hope we're in for the same again tonight, Jatuzi.
Yeah, absolutely. And Spain is definitely a challenging track on our grid. Three to go, heading into the final two after tonight, and the championship is looking closer than ever. And yet again, our championship contender Campbell Adams is absent.
Yeah, we will we'll cross down to the track now, mate, and we'll have a look. We'll go through the grid. Campbell Adams, that'll be a sigh of relief for Jonno, you would think, at the moment, mate. Jonno looking to wrap up that championship in Division 1. Importantly as well, the overall standings, Susie, they're pretty close at the moment between obviously your team, McLaren, and the Aston Martins. Also, you got the Alpines and you got the Alpines and the Ferraris are not too far behind as well. They're going to be trying to get involved too. But how do you sort of feel about the McLaren's chances of taking out these overalls, mate?
Look, I mean, when you were in there today, we had a nice big meeting with a bunch of the guys, and we've ironed everything out for the final three. And if we win this thing, that's a bonus. But if everyone puts in 100%, then and we go away as runner-up, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Just 1 second, just fix something up real quick, and then we should be all good. Okay, sorry about that. We are back now. But yeah, uh, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about having, it's about enjoying the rest of the season. But yeah, you guys have got yourselves in a fantastic position to try and challenge, yeah, challenge for those overalls. So yeah, be interested to see what happens in these next 3 rounds. But Spain tonight, we've got Chandler's, he's on an outlap. Both Ferraris, we've got Jonno in the pits at the moment. Dante is on an outlap. We'll get the track map up so we can see who's on track. You got Dito's in the pits there for the Williams. You've got Camillo, McLaren driver in Div 1 tonight. So we'll have to see what Camillo can do for the team. He's actually on a lap at the moment, going through Sector 1. Burning down 50% battery. Coming into this tricky little corner, you want to try and get as good an exit as you can. Coming up to this next little tricky Sector 2. Throws it out wide. Nicely done off the curb. Coming down to this next DRS zone. Plenty of battery to work with, so he's going to have plenty of back end pace here on this lap. As we see him go purple in Sector 2, but that would be because he is the first car on a lap. Coming down through this tricky little sector here, your tyres are screaming there just for a bit of grip. He's doing it quite nicely at the moment, burning down to the line. What's he going to set as a little guide to start with? 1:12.3, so not bad from the McLaren driver there, Tuzi.
Yeah, definitely a solid banker for a Division 2 driver reserving up this weekend, but Fat Cat is definitely going to be the one to watch, and he's coming to the line shortly. He was a star in Australia, and he blew us away with his quality times. What's it going to be this evening as a banker down to the line? And he's already blown it away in 11.4.
Yeah, that's a wild time to get it started at 11.4. We've got Dante, one of the Ferrari drivers. He's on a lap. He's coming through Sector 3 now. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do. I think we've seen Chandler's there. He validated his lap, so that's unfortunate for him. We're seeing the Red Bull driver. He's just coming across the line, starting his lap now. One Truth has left the session, which is not ideal for him. As we see Dante comes down, does a 12.1. Both Astons leading the way. Meowsy 11.3. Wow, what a time from Meowsy there.
Yeah, and Meowsy was definitely competitive in Australia, but quali just wasn't there for him. And it looks like it's going to be clear as day for quali and probably the race here. So a lot of these guys probably getting maximum performance out of these tyres early on, and I think the track evolution is just going to give us a little bit better. Will we get into the 110s though, is the question.
Yeah, 110 would be a huge time. It looks like Meowsy and Fat Cat are right on it tonight, so they could be pushing through. Another man that we want to see right on it is this man in the Ferrari. He's coming up to the line now, burning down. What's he going to set? Just an 11.6 at the moment, so just a little slider there from Jonno. He'll be looking to get in amongst that. We've got Chandler's. He looks to be just starting a lap, so we got the Williams driver of Dido reserving up. He's coming through sector 3 now. We'll see what sort of time he can put on the board as we see him come down to the last turn now. 11% battery burning down to the line. It's going to be 12.3 for Dido, so he's going to be in P8 just behind the other Div 2 driver of Cabillo. As we're seeing Aiden's Raiden, he's on a lap, he's coming down. Oh, and he has a little spin out in the last corner, so that's unfortunate. The two Alpine drivers not having the best of sessions so far, Tuesday.
Yeah, that's very, very unlucky for him. I saw him went purple in the second sector. It definitely looked like he was on for a 111 there, and maybe could have contended for provisional pole. Yeah, that's very, very unlucky, but it is a tricky track, and a lot of the parts are quite flat out, and you have to be quite cautious of what curbs you take and what line you take, and he definitely got caught out there at the end. But yeah, wow, very, very close times here off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said, Chandler's, he went around again after that invalidation, and he just puts up a 12 flat. So not a bad lap there from him. We're seeing a Q&A in the chat there from Joyful. You can answer that question there, Tuesday. Do you guys like 67 or 41?
I think he should be banned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. As we're seeing most of the drivers now, they're sort of in the pits at the moment. Tuesday, Aiden's Raiden, he has invalidated his lap. She's coming around as quick as he could. He's now in the pits. Oh, a bit of a spin straight into the wall. A bit of an interesting one there, but most of the guys are in the pits at the moment. We might go on board with Cabillo. He's about to start a lap, and you can take us away there, Tuesday.
Yeah, so down the start finish straight, DRS is open, burning the battery down to approximately 60% coming into turn 1 into a very tricky area. You can't get undone here on those curves. And it's nice and clean, a bit careful maybe, using the track on the right hand side here and sticking it in nice all the way out now to the left side of the track and flicking it in on the swooping right-hander. Going out to the left again and back to the right for the next corner where you have to flick it in a bit. And using the track on the right, get a good exit here and burning a bit down to 40%. Now a very tricky part of the track again, fast left, use the curve on the right and flick it in right again, flat out through here as fast as you can, using the curve on the left, and it's quite nicely done. Coming into the third sector now, he's 3/10 up on his previous time, swooping left-hander into another swooping right-hander. Now it's pretty much flat out for the rest of the track all the way down to the line. He's got 30% to play with, and DRS will come into effect. Careful on the car in this final corner, don't go undone, and a bit slide there almost. He keeps it controlled to the line. It's an 11.9, very nicely done.
Very nicely done from the Div 2 driver. Yeah, into the 11s for him, so fantastic to see there. We're seeing Fat Cat. He's on a bit of a lap at the moment, or is he? Maybe not. He's got plenty of battery, so yeah, he isn't on a lap. We've also got Keith. He looks like he's just starting a lap. The kick driver with that nice livery. He's obviously gone and done that in the challenges. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it, Susie?
It looks all right. I think there's definitely better.
And yeah, I think his lap. Let's have a look through sector 2. What his time is looking like. Throws it out real wide there. Keeps control of it. Coming towards the end of sector 2. What's the time looking like? Is he up? Is he down? He is up by 1.5 tenths at the moment. So that will be probably enough to get him up into P6 at the moment. He's going to need a big last sector here. Try and push himself up into that top 5. As we see, Keithy comes down to the last 2 corners. 10% battery. Burning up to the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be 11.9. So he had a fantastic last sector there. Puts himself up into P4.
Yeah, wow, a huge last sector for Keith there. And he's been consistent every time he's entered a race here with Rush. And he's gone a bit undone there, actually, after that lap. But yes, very, very nicely done. And Fat Cat is also on a lap, and he's up by 2 milliseconds. Oh, he's invalidated, actually. He's pulled into the pit lane. And Meowsy went faster again, an 11.2. Wow. So 2.5 tenths, and we're right on the edge of the 110s. And Fat Cat, I think, definitely has something in store for us for his final run.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Fat Cat is definitely going to try and have something in store for us. But Dante also has something in store for us. He's up nearly 4 tenths as he comes through Sector 2. He's going to be coming down to the line. This could be looking somewhere near Jonno's time at the moment. Burning down. What's it going to be? It is going to beat Jonno's time. It's going to be an 11.6. So that's fantastic there from Dante. Puts him up into that top 3 at the moment. Dito gets himself up into the top 6 now with an 11.9. We're seeing the times flying in. JF7 now, 11.641, so he's on it. We're seeing Jonno start a lap. I'm going to jump on board with him, mate, and you can take us away.
Yes, so through the S section at turn 1 and 2, not going undone with the curbs here. Using the track on the right and then moving out to the left with the battery open. Flipping the car in, using the track on the right. And going back out to the left to get a nice exit, flicking the car in again. He went purple in Sector 1. What's his time going to be like at the end of Sector 2? He gets a nice run out of here. He's going to get a nice flick into this corner to make it stick. And he does avoid the yellow curb, flip the car in on the right, flat out all the way, open the battery once he gets through here. Coming up to the timing sheets, what's it going to be? He's 3 tenths up on his time. This is a contention for provisional pole position. Swooping right-hander at the final stages of the lap in Sector 3. 30% battery to play with. He burns a bit early on. He keeps it burning all the way through the corners. Down the penultimate corner. Down the back straight. What's it going to be? Oh, and he's so ever so close. 30 milliseconds separate our top 2.
Yeah, just missing out there, but he's looks like he's right on it. As we're seeing now in the chat, we're seeing Hughesy. He says, "Afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon, Hughesy. Hope you're having a good time, mate, and watching the race there." We're seeing Gangster in there. The onboards are here, so the onboards will be keeping an eye out, seeing what's going on. We don't want to see any foul play or anything going on in behind, but the onboards will be there to catch that. But back to the track, we've got Aiden Drayden. Not sure, he's going to duck into the pits there, so he's not doing a lap at the moment. We've got Chandler's. I think he may have just finished a lap, possibly, because he's not burning. Who else we got? We've got Seba. I believe Seba could be on a lap, possibly. No, maybe. Is he none? So, no, I don't think he's on a lap either. We've got Fat Cat, he is not on a lap. So yeah, I think we're going to see a bit of a lull here now. Susie, what's your thoughts on qualifying so far?
A bit of a tricky one, actually. It's quite competitive up the front, and then down the middle, it's very closely packed. A lot of people within a tenth of each other, 9th to 6th, are within a tenth. And Chandler's here, actually, while I'm on it. A bit unusual here. He's on 5-lap-old soft, so he hasn't changed his tyres at all. Whether he's saving a set for the race here, only 23 laps, I think. But very, very interesting from our former champion. And yeah, Fat Cat on a lap. He's into Sector 3 now, so... Oh no, he's on an out lap. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Fat Cat looks like he's on his way around to the pits. Put some fresh tyres on. Or he's about to start, is he? He is about to start. We'll jump on board with him. So he's take us away for a lap of Fat Cat.
Alrighty, DRS open, burning the battery down early on. Down to 60% would be the sweet spot for Fat Cat. Heading into turn 1 and 2 here, way off the track there, using the track Don't get undone here on the left, and he doesn't. He keeps it nice and tight on the right. Wow, that is incredible usage of the track there, all the way on the right near the grass. Flick the car in, and hoping it sticks with the curb, and it does. A bit of a slide there on the exit. Now flicking the car in again, getting a nice exit, using the curb. A little bit of a mistake there, I think, compared to some other onboards we've seen, using the track on the left and right here, and it's a bit wide for him. That yellow curb is a killer for him, and he will not want that in the closing stages of quali. ERS is open, and he's burning a heap of it. GRS as well, flicking the car in on the left, and he's up by a tenth, and it's not going to be enough as it stands to beat Jonno. 20% flicking the car in on the right, and it's a bit wide again. Getting a nice exit out of there, and now to the line. He's only got 10% for this back straight here. DRS opens up. DRS is already burning to the line. What's it going to be? In its provisional pole position. What a final sector there for Fat Cat.
Yeah, huge final sector from him. He puts it onto pole at the moment, but we're going to see everybody else starting to come out on track. We're seeing Dito's the first car out onto the track. He's followed out by Keithy. In turn, he's followed out by Camillo. These guys are out early. The other guys are leaving it right to the last minute. As we're seeing them just sort of slowly coming out of the pits there. Now we're seeing Seavers on an outlap as well. So there's 4 cars that are already out there, and the rest, they're only just leaving the pits now.
Yeah, definitely looking very, very interesting for our guys heading into the final laps of our qualifying session this evening. And I think Fat Cat might have gone wrong there, going on that lap a bit too early, because now Meowsy, Jonno, and Dante are all in contention to fight for this pole position, and Meowsy is right there, 60 milliseconds away from that pole position, and I think he definitely has that in his lap from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to be interesting. We'll filter through this field as they come through, do their laps. We'll see how their sector times are looking as Dito gets his lap underway. He's well and truly way out in front of everybody else starting his lap. So he's going to have plenty of track to work with. Burns down to 60%, down in the first straight. Into turn 1. Oh, has a little snap there coming out of turn 2 there, sorry. And that's not going to help him at the moment as he comes through sector 1. What's his time looking like? He's still up though. He's improving. He's 1.5 tenths up. So it's good to see how he's going. Keithy's up by 3 tenths. So Keithy is flying at the moment. He could be on for a really good lap. Camillo's flying. He's up by 3 tenths as well. So this track is really ramping up. What sort of times are we going to sort of see from these guys? Dito comes through sector 2. And he's only up by 1 tenth, so he's not improving too much. One to watch here is Camillo and Keithy. Keithy's lost some time there. He's not up anymore. What's Camillo? Oh, these times they might be glitching out. I think a little bit here. I'm not too sure what's happening to those sector times. We'll see Dito. He's coming down to the line. What's his time going to be? It doesn't look like he's improving a hell of a lot at the moment, but what's it going to be? It's enough to put him in P6. We've got Keithy. He's coming around next. What's his time going to be? 5% down to the line, burning it. He can only manage P7, so Dito getting ahead of Keithy. We got your teammate Camillo. Take us away here, Tuzi.
Yeah, down to the line for Camillo. He went wrong in the last sector there, and he's aborted the lap, unfortunately. And the Aston to the line. It's P4 for him. Meowsy still has something in the tank. Hope. No, he spins on his final run. He was a 10th up almost on his time originally. And that is game over for Meowsy and Jonno on a lap now. I don't know if he has aborted the lap. So unless we see something magical from Chandler's or Aiden, no, they are both aborted. It's a Fat Cat. Pole position. Wow.
Yeah, that was interesting. Last little bit of that session there, Tuzi. A lot of invalidations and yeah, not much action. This guy's was pulling out of laps left, right, and centre. But fantastic from the Williams driver there of Dito. The Div 2 driver getting himself up into P6, beating Keithy there right at the end. So he's got himself in a good position. Camillo obviously would be a little bit disappointed, I think, because I feel like he was improving. So he's going to be one to watch out for. But yeah, this battle at the front between a Fat Cat, Meowsy, and Jonno, I think that's going to be fantastic. And we definitely can't write off Dante and JF7. Their times were still pretty good there too, Tuesday.
Yeah, and last week we saw Fat Cat and Kalki dueling all race, and I think this time around we'll definitely see Fat Cat and Meowsy. And hopefully Jonno this time around, if we don't see another crucial mistake from our championship leader. However, I think he'll be on the safe side now that Campbell Adams is, I think, out of the equation.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. Yeah, it makes it. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed there's no Campbell Adams, to be honest. It was going to make it a really interesting championship battle if he was about. But yeah, Jono's just got to do what he's got to do now and get the chockies. What's going on here? So we have our order of finishing there. We've got Fat Cat, Meowsy, Jonno, Dante, JF7, Dito, Keefe, Aiden's Raiden, I believe it was Camilo that was next, and that's sort of our starting grid. These guys will be doing their last preparations, Tuesday. What do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Hoping for a lap one chaos here, because it's always good in real life and league racing at Spain. And I think Meowsy is definitely going to be on the cusp, starting from P2 all the way down to turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen these guys last week. They were fantastic. They had fantastic battles all throughout the race with the lower numbers, and I hope we see that again tonight. But turn 1 can be a little bit tricky here. They got to navigate that. But I think one thing you do see once everyone settles in, you sort of see those DRS trains sort of form, and let's hope we don't just see a big DRS train for most of the race. Let's hope we see some good battling and some good racing, mate. But I'll let you take us away when we get the lights, and you can take us away for the race start, mate.
Yeah, and this is taking awfully long, I think, for some of these guys. Oh, here we go. Down to the grid now. 5 red lights, and away we go here for Spain. The third last round for Rush Season 9. And Fat Cat gets good getaway, instantly blocking Meowsy, and Jonno is taking advantage of that opportunity, and he goes round the outside of Meowsy here into turn 1. Can he stick the move? Meowsy coming back on the inside now. This is very, very close, wheel to wheel, neck and neck, all down the straight, and Jonno just inches ahead into the next corner, the swooping right-hander. Fat Cat's away cleanly, Jonno's up 1, Meowsy's down 1, Keith is up into P5, and it's absolute heartbreak for JF7, starting from P6 all the way down to P11, and Dito's actually managed quite well from that start, P6 for the Williams.
Yeah, we've seen most of them guys get through there pretty well, mate. We've seen some guys going 3 wide into turn 1. We've seen one of the Astons there go off onto the runoff, but he's got back onto the track safely, and most of these guys are into their groove now.
Yeah, and not the best of starts for Camilo there from 9th. He's down into 10th, and he'll definitely be on the charge for some better positions for my sake and his. And Fat Cat still leading the charge here from our championship leader of Jonno in the Ferrari. Meowsy still probably not happy for P3 here. He's definitely wanting a win to round out his season. And Dante also looking to get back on the podium that he missed out on, unfortunately, to a penalty on the last lap at Australia. And Keith, first time back in, and I believe it's been 2 rounds. And we'll definitely see what the man can do.
Yeah, and interestingly to note here, Susie, is we've got 3 guys starting on the soft tyres, so it'd be interesting to see how long those soft tyres can last. I know from the practices I've been doing around here, they're absolute horror show after about 2 or 3 laps, so interesting to see if these guys can manage them a bit better than myself. But yeah, both the Alpines starting on the softs. We do know it's a 35% race, so maybe that could be the strat. We'll have to wait and see. As we see, Chandler's now gets the move done on Dito around the outside.
Yeah, it could definitely be a bit of a soft, hard strategy for our 3 soft runners early on, and maybe the same for some of our medium runners up the front and at the back here. Maybe the medium soft later on. But yeah, I don't know, those softs are definitely a bold move, but if you're at the back of the grid and you've got nothing to lose, it's definitely a strategy to go for, and Fat Cat looks like he's completely in control here. I mean, he's pretty much got a full tank of battery, and he's 8/10 clear of Jonno, who's burning everything, and he's underfueled. So he's definitely going to be on the charge for most of this race, and Meowsy as well, looking completely in control, about the same amount of battery as our leader. And yeah, just complete control early on, and probably just waiting for the right move to pounce.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, we're seeing it as I sort of touched on just before the race there. The big DRS trade has formed here, and I think this is going to be a common feature around this track over the week here. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how long these soft runners can hold on for, and if some of these medium runners are going to start taking advantage of that, and when those soft guys are going to have to come in and pit. Be interesting to see what the strat is. Do they go soft straight onto the hards? That'd be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, and I think the main part of the strategy here will definitely be trying to use those much better, fresher tyres at the start to get right by all these medium runners, and then pray for a massive undercut on these guys, and hopefully get a good position where they can defend on probably a charging Fat Cat and Jonno on much fresher tyres later on. But Camillo down into 11th, unfortunately, and JF7 back on the charge, and I think it's a DRS train from P1 down to P11, and I'm quite interested to see who is the first one to fall off here. Will it be the softs, or will it be a mistake?
Yeah, I think it's this Alpine of Chandler's. How long are these softs going to hold on for? Because yeah, if he can't, he could be the first one to drop out of that DRS that he has to keep at the moment. You're seeing it's at 8/10 at the moment. Although Keithy himself is struggling just to hold on to the back of Dante at the moment as well, so he's in that territory as well where he can drop off too. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, mate. What gives first here?
Yeah, and it's already lap 5. Wow, I think that's what you get for how quick the sector times are and how quick the lap time is. 1:15 is a pretty solid margin. I believe it's a 1:13 currently, and is that held by Fat Cat? I believe it is. Is it? Yes, it is. And Jonno, yes, still just, he can't catch up to Fat Cat enough to be able to get that move done. And same with Meowsy, he's still at that 6th to 8th, 10th range that he can't just get in to burn past. And the straight here isn't too long, and other areas of the track is just impossible to overtake it. So it's pretty much that start-finish straight into turn 1 and 2, and maybe a run out of there to the swooping right-hander. And if you can't, you have to buckle in for another lap. And these soft runners here, Chandler's is indeed the first one to go, and it's down to a second. Can he keep it this lap? Just into 9/10, coming to the start-finish straight. Up to a second again, 1.1, 1.2. It's struggling in the flat-out areas. He just has to lift off or whatever, and he goes a bit wide there. And does he have DRS? He does not have DRS, so that is the first to drop off.
Yeah, Dito makes mincemeat of him there, gets past him quite easily there. So these soft runners, is it going to be hurting them now? Because yeah, even though Dito's gone straight by him and he's leaving him for dust at the moment. So yeah, those softs, they look like they're starting to struggle here on lap 6 here.
Yeah, and I think it's only a matter of time before JF7 and Camillo either inevitably pass them or they all dive into the pit lane early on. And I think it's probably about the time they'd want to. Maybe 15 laps or so on the hard tyres, unless they're going onto those mediums, which I just don't think will be the strategy. They'll lose way too much time, even if they do. And yeah, I think it has to be the hards very, very soon for our 3 soft runners here. And up the front, even Dante has lost out to the podium position. And Keith has also lost out to Dante. So a lot of these guys now have just buckled into their own races. and probably managing their tyres a bit for some hards very, very soon.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what sort of strat these guys take in 35% race. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I've never done a 35% race in Spain. As we're seeing now, Jonno, he's looking for a move on Fat Cat. Little lock up on the inside. Nothing doing there. Fat Cat defending the outside line, had the better line into corner 2. So he holds on, but Jonno is putting him, Fat Cat under all sorts of pressure. As you see him weaving, dodging around. And yeah, can't get anything done there. So yeah, some interesting battling happening out at the front. This is really heating up between these three.
Yeah, and that's brought Meowsy right back into it now. They're all within 4/10 of each other. And Meowsy will definitely be looking to pounce now on Jonno, who's got much less battery than Meowsy, well, than both of them actually. Fat Cat at 90%, Meowsy at 70, and Jonno's down to 30. So he's definitely in a vulnerable position here, and the only thing saving him is that DRS, and Dante in the carnage. 1.1 away, he's slowly closing in, and Dido, after being held up behind Chandler's, 1.7 now to Keith, so he just has to buckle in to his own race. 7 laps on the softs already. They surely have to be giving way soon. And these two at the back, JF7 dives into the pit lane on mediums very early on, and he's followed, or he's joined by Chandler's on the softs. So I don't know how that's worked into play for JF7. They would have just gone onto the softs if he were to come in that early. And what does he go on to? He goes onto a set of hards. And Chandler's does the same. So yeah, a bit of a mixed strategy there for those two.
Yeah, it might have been. I think JF7 maybe after that mistake at the start there, he was maybe getting a little bit frustrated being held up there, so he's decided to jump in, get onto those hards and get a bit of fresh air. But yeah, we're looking back towards the front here. Seeing Jonno, he's stuck in between a couple of cats of Fat Cat and Meowsy. So yeah, he's just purring along nicely in P2 there, Toozy.
Yeah, Dante still 1.1. He can't really get there. He's right there. He's burning everything he has pretty much every lap to get there. And that's the thing with tracks like this and Zandvoort. The lap times are so close, and Dante comes into the pits as I just jumped on board with him. The lap times are so short, it's very, very hard to gain time here if you're out of DRS. And anyone looking for a move, no, they are not. And Keith is down to 0% to try and catch this group at the front. He's 3 seconds now after Dante dives into the pit lane, and he is also onto hard. So it's definitely the starting compound to hards, but will some of these softs guys get the benefit later on? Swith up into 6th, Camillo up into 7th, Aiden up into 8th from those pit stops. And I think it's going to be quite soon when we see Fat Cat, Jonno, or Meowsy dive into the pit lane.
Yeah, I think it's only going to be a matter of time. Someone might react to Dante's move there, but we're seeing Camillo now. He's starting to make his way through the field. He's in P7 and he's all over the back of Seba now in that Red Bull. He's on those soft tyres. He's trying to make those soft tyres last. He might be looking to try and get onto the mediums there, Tuzi.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. Well, it's a very risky strategy for him going that long on the softs, whether how much time he loses. And all 3 of our front runners come into the pit lane, and they've all reacted to Dante there, who's now being held up. Oh, he's not being held up at all, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. But he's got to recharge some of that battery. He's coming around second to last corner. I think it's going to be close. I think these front runners are going to get him here. I don't think he was close enough. 1.1, is that enough to get the undercut done? Keith also everyone came into the pit lane, actually. I didn't even notice that. Aiden, the last soft runner up the front. Dido is our race leader, and Dante, he doesn't gain any positions from that, but he's right on the back of Meowsy, and Meowsy's lost DRS to Jonno there, so something's gone wrong. And Dante now has somewhat benefited from it.
Yeah, Dante's now managed to get himself into DRS, so he's going to have those warmer tyres now after doing 1 lap already, so he's going to be able to stick with these guys quite well. Seeing Jonno, he's half a second behind Fat Cat, and now, yeah, with no DRS for Meowsy, these two might look to break away here.
Yeah, and Fat Cat is definitely on the charge. 10 seconds to Aiden, obviously, because of the gap they had when they came in, but these guys will definitely fall down the pecking order. And Keith there, he's been snubbed a lot from that pit stop there. 3.4 to Dante, so something's gone wrong on the in lap. And Aiden comes into the pit lane and Camillo continues on. I don't know how I feel about that. But Aiden is the last of our soft runners to come in 10 laps, so he'll go 12 on the mediums. Wow, so soft to medium strategy for him. Same with Swift, and Fat Cat still leading our race once Camillo dives into the pit lane.
And Chandler's, he's managed to get the undercut done on Dido now. So he's in front of Dido, but Dido does have the fresher tyres. So it's going to be interesting now to see if Dido can hold on to the back of the Alpine there and keep himself in this race. But Chandler's, he's got himself into the DRS at Keefe. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on to the back of Keefe as well.
Yeah, and he's been away for a bit. He's had wheel problems, as we've heard. And Chandler's does have that 3 seconds, so a bit of a barrier for Keith if Chandler's can be a bit of a wall there for the cars behind. And JF7 only in 9th after his lap 1 issue, and he's definitely not going to be happy with that finishing result. 3 laps older than Dido's tyres currently, so his tyres will be much warmer. He'll want to get by, but the DRS is just so annoying for a lot of our drivers here tonight, and the DRS trains have definitely formed. And Keith, 5 seconds to Dante, so the pace difference is definitely gone with that DRS advantage with Dante.
Yeah, as we see, Jonno had a little look there at Fat Cat, nothing doing again, so he just tucks back in behind. But Meowsy, interestingly enough, he is now into the DRS as well, and he has Dante for company. So the top 5, all in a little DRS train, all in a little battle of their own at the moment.
Yeah, and Jonno is really getting impatient now with Fat Cat, and Fat Cat, he's just completely in control. As he was in Australia, his battery is always above 60% every time you look at it, and Jonno is always burning to try and catch the man, so definitely interesting for them. And Meowsy has clawed himself and Dante back into that fight, so we have a 4-way fight now for the win and podium positions, and I think Meowsy and Fat Cat are the beneficiaries from it. But our team players here, Dante and Jonno, will definitely be looking to score some points for their Constructors campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're seeing a bit further back in the pack here now, we're seeing Chandler's close right up onto the back. I'm not sure what's happening with Keithy here. He's really struggling at the moment. With he's got plenty of battery, but yeah, just struggling with pace, trying to hold these guys off at the moment. They've all got plenty of battery to burn, so. And that's brought JF7 in amongst this too, and we've got Seabar, he's in amongst it too on those fresh mediums. So yeah, plenty happening in the back play. As we see, Chandler's now gets the move done. Oh, looks to go around the outside. Keefe looks to hold it. Great driving there. Dido just tucked in behind them. And this is a good little battle happening at the moment in this mid-pack. As we see, Dido looks to hang it around the outside. Can he get the move done on Chandler's? No, he can't. He backs out as well. Good little battle there, Tuzi.
Yeah, a lot of fighting here for some of the back runners here from 6th all the way down to 11th. They're all fighting for positions through these very, very tricky parts of the track. And Chandler's definitely wants to get by on those older tyres compared to Keith. 2 laps. So he definitely needs to get by, otherwise that dirty air is going to kill him, with Dido behind on fresher tyres as well. And JF7 also tussling for positions with 2 medium runners behind him. So not the best for these two on the better compound as it stands. And Camillo continues again, 13 laps on the mediums. I hate to say it, but I think he's going to go on to softs at the end of this race. And just a little bit down the back there, 5.6 away is Fat Cat and Jonno. As Jonno looks into turn 1, it's a late lunge for him and he can't get it done. He backs out and he'll have to wait for another lap to try again. And Fat Cat still 60% battery. Jonno down to 15, and he's going to have another look again, maybe a bit of a fake. Fat Cat doesn't bite.
Yeah, this is a fantastic little battle at the front. So we've got little battles going on everywhere in the field at the moment. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one with Camillo, like you said, mate. I think he's going to be trying to go onto those soft tyres, so he's going to be super racy at the end as well. He's going to be super fast compared to some of these guys who've already done up to 6 laps on the hards and And then some of the guys on the mediums already that have done 3 or 4 laps. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what sort of pace he has towards the end.
Yeah, and the only thing that is stopping me from thinking this is a terrible strategy is the absolute wall of the kick Sauber right now at 9 seconds now to Dante. So he's really holding up this entire back group here. They're all bunched up there, as you can see, into these 2 corners. They're all fighting for positions inside and outside. And yeah, I think this is huge for Camillo. He's into the pit lane now. He's onto the softs. Like we said, it's going to be 7 laps on those tyres. And Swift picks up at 3 seconds. So the second one to fall victim to our track limits here. And Camillo is coming out of the pit lane. And he's going to be quite far behind early on. And he's really going to have to push those softs to the limits very, very quickly to make up these positions.
Yeah, absolutely he is. But I think you'll see in 2 or 3 laps he'll be right on the back of these guys. And some of these guys that have got penalties in this DRS train, he'll get them. And if he can pick up a few more positions, he's going to get himself into a nice little scoring position there for the McLarens.
Big moment of contact there for Swift and JF7. A big lunge for the Red Bull there, and I don't think that was ever so clean for the Aston there, and he'll definitely be looking at that after the race. A bit of push and shove there, a bit of a Max and George repeat like we saw in real life. And now Aiden makes the move on Dido. Dido falling positions to both of the Alpines. A bit of a moment for Aiden as he comes around the outside. Dido looking to make the move and he can't get it done. And Keith now, still a wall, 10 seconds to Dante. And now the 2 Alpines behind in 6 and 7.
Yeah, it's just looking like Dino just on those 5-lap hards, still waiting for them to come into their operating window. He might just be struggling just a little bit to try and hold off these medium runners just for now. But I think you will see the Williams runner. He will start coming back at these guys with 4 or 5 laps to go.
Yeah, and like you said, Camillo 1.6 now to these cars in front. It was 3 seconds at the start of the last lap on his out lap. 1.5 now, so these tyres are definitely going to be roaring at the start. And it's in the final, probably 4. I'm going to be a bit worried for his attack and defense here. But anywho, up the front, still 4 positions. Fat Cat, Jonno, Meowsy and Dante haven't moved since. I'm sure there's been a lot of battling. We haven't really seen much from the incredible battles down the back. And yeah, wow, Fat Cat and Meowsy just still look in control to these 2 Ferraris.
Yeah, but yeah, they do. They look in control. There's not much happening towards the front, but there's plenty happening down here in P5. Chandler's trying so hard to get past Keefe. Nothing doing at the moment. Aiden's raiding. It's been really hurting him because he's on those medium tyres. Just being in this DRS train, he'd want to get a bit more clear track so he can make use of those, because he's got Dido just sitting in behind Seba. He's also trying to make something happen there down in P9. He does have a penalty at the moment though. As we go back towards the front, we see Fat Cat. It's all just sort of half a second between all these guys. They're all just in a nice little train. Nothing giving at the moment. 6 more laps to go. Tuesday, what are we going to see? Keith is under all sorts of pressure here.
Well, while you were up there with our front 4, I was watching an incredible battle between our 2 Alpines and Keith. Unbelievable dive from Chandler's into turn 1 and 2, and Keith was having none of it. Incredible defense from him, and in the process, Aiden got the switchback on his teammate. So now it's reverse order coming into the next lap, and Camillo with those fresh tyres. P9 for him, and it's only going to get better with some of these penalties. And he really needs to get the charge on here and hope that that wall of green gets out of his way.
Yeah, Camillo's right on the charge here. He made mincemeat of Seba there, so he's gone straight past him. But now he's got tricky 4 more cars to get through in this DRS train before his tyres start going off. Keithy, he's still in front there. Maybe those mediums just starting to just hurt just a little bit in behind Keithy, and yeah, they might start falling away and keep him on, get a bit of breathing space. But Aiden's raiding, we're on board with him right now. He's having a nice little look up the inside, nothing doing at the moment. It could be a bit of grass on the tyre. got plenty of battery to work with. Keefe still has 70% battery though. He's doing a great job defending this P5 at the moment, holding these guys up. As we see Aiden's rain, and he goes for another move, looking up the inside, has the inside line, forces Keefe a bit wide. Keefe back onto the track though, holds his position and defends it well again.
Yeah, a defensive masterclass here for Keith. It is unbelievable what he's doing with these two Alpines. And another look for Aiden on those mediums. A bit of grip out of that exit that Keith wasn't expecting. And he nearly runs into the back of him there. And he's going to come to the straight here with 100% battery ready to go. Aiden has got half that. And Chandler's behind has got 70. So whether these two have switched around because of the tyre wear Chandler's was getting in that dirty air, and they want to use Aiden's tyres, and Aiden might have a look here, or Chandler's might have a look at his own teammate here. A bit of team orders maybe, and he goes down the inside. A very clean move, and Aiden lets him go. So definitely a bit of team orders there to get Chandler's back onto the attack of Keith. 14 seconds now to Dante, and Camillo, he's had a bit of a drop-off now, still in ninth, but he can't catch up to Dido.
Yes, we had an onboard request there for Jonno at the moment. We're halfway through his lap of being on board with him. We're seeing he's just in behind Fat Cat, 7 tenths down. We're seeing Meowsy's just behind Jonno at the moment, 4 tenths down. This is all Jonno needs to do if he wants to secure his championship. Just needs to keep banking these points, so he won't be too concerned that he's in P2 at the moment. Fat Cat doing a fantastic job up the front. A bit further down the field now, we're seeing Keith. Looks like he has a bit more breathing space now. 6 tenths to Chandler's, and that wraps up the onboard lap there with Jonno. He's 5 tenths down, and we're seeing Camillo now closing in on Dido. Can he get the move done? No, these guys have just sort of opened up little gaps as well. So yeah, all that battling seems to have stopped just for now, Tuzi.
Yeah, and a bit of damage control here for the McLarens. He'll be promoted to 8th after the race with Chandler's 3 second and a win and P11 again. So first and last again for Aston and a bit of points for McLaren this time around. So I'm happy with that. And Keith is still a wall for Chandler's. He's trying to get by as much as he can. He's barely got any battery compared to Keith's 80% coming into this corner now. And a DRS straight coming up. What can Chandler's do? He might have a look down the inside with this DRS straight and with some battery. And Aiden will definitely be on the fall off now, as well as Camillo. 5 laps on those softs. Swift and Aiden definitely knew what it was like. Chandler's 12 laps on the hards, and we'll be waiting for a DRS straight for another move. And the guys up the front here look quite comfortable.
Yeah, and we've got a Q&A coming in from the chat at the moment from Lockie. Yeah, when are we going to see Jatuzi onto the Div 1 grid? I'll let you answer that one, mate.
Yeah, whenever, you know. I've got no idea, to be honest.
He's got to get onto his manual gears first, boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the racing action. Thanks for the question there, Lockie. As we're seeing Camillo now, he's closing right into the back of the Williams driver. He's only 3 tenths down. Can he get a move done? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Those soft tyres would have to be starting to scream now. Back towards the front, we got Meowsy. He's in there in P3. Does he have what it takes to get himself up into this P2 or even challenge for P1? Gonna have to wait and see. Jonno just doesn't look like he has the answers for Fat Cat at the moment. He might just be quite content for P2 at the moment. Fat Cat, 100% battery out in front. He looks like he's in complete control. But as you know, anything can happen in this strange sport that we play, Tuesday.
Yeah, and JF7 falling off a bit here. 2 seconds nearly to Swift, so he's not going to get some of these benefits of the 3-second penalties here for Chandler's and Swift. And Chandler's is still right on the back of Keith, lap in, lap out. And Keith actually this time around has less battery than the Alpine, so we might see a bit of a move here. How much are they going to burn? They're going to burn everything. Will Chandler's get close enough? It's very close. He has a look and he decides not to. And Aiden will definitely be just locking in P7 now, holding off Dido. And Camillo definitely fallen off now with those tyres with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, those softs they'd be done now, but he'll come under pressure from Seaver. But Seaver does have that penalty, so he should hold on to that position. But he's got to try and stay within that 3 seconds of Chandler's now looking to try and get the move done on Keefe. He looks up the inside, bit of contact, wheel to wheel. He's going to get the move done, is he? Yes, he holds on. He's finally got it. Oh, Keefe comes back around the outside's got him. What a move from Keithy to get that position back, and that was fantastic racing there. As we see now, Raiden's under all sorts of pressure from Dino. Can Dino get the move done? Oh, the McLaren has a look up the inside, forces both the cars off out wide. This is great racing here at the back. Dino looks to try keep it up the inside. The Alpine looks up the inside again, and Camillo has himself up into P7.
Very, very, very nice racing here for our guys in Division 1. And Chandler's got schooled there by Keith with multiple switchbacks. And something's happened there with Camillo. He's dropped down into 9th with the DRS advantage not going his way. He's 1.7 back from Aiden starting that. But anyways, he got the move done at last. And Keith came right back around the outside and snatched it back from him. And did it again coming up to the straight. Chandler's tried to have a look and he blocked him again. And we're coming down to another DRS straight almost. And they both have, oh no, Chandler's has 20% less battery coming into this straight on the final lap. Any last moves up the front here for some of our guys? Fat Cat coming around the final corner. And yet again is the winner back to back for the Aston. Jonno settles for second and Meowsy rounds out our podium.
Oh, we're seeing another move here from Camillo. He goes up the inside on Sabre. Forces him a bit wide there. Dino has a look now on Sabre as well. He's coming around the outside. Camillo has himself in P8 at the moment. Dino hanging it around the outside. You got the Aston Martin there looking as well. What's going to happen here? Chandler's is going to be in P6. Aiden's Raiden in P7. Camillo P8. Dino looked like he got himself to P9 there, right on the line. So yeah, fantastic racing from those guys. That was a fantastic finish to that race.
Yeah, definitely not the way Camillo would have wanted it with having been in, I believe it was 6th for a brief moment in time. But yeah, all that fighting just got caught up from Chandler's 3 second and Keith there, an absolute stone for all those guys. And I think it gave some great racing for us here in the commentary box.
Yeah, 100%. And Sammy to Sammy, you saying you got a robbery. I sat on Jonno for most of the last lap. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. As we see now, cleanest driver went to Aiden's Raiden. We forgot to do driver of the day there, Tuesday. If you want to put that into the chat so they can vote while we do the interviews. My driver of the day would have to go to my nomination. Oh, I think my nomination would have to go to Fat Cat. I don't know. I just think he was fantastic from start to finish and pole position. He just had to complete drive today. If you want to put your nomination in as well, we'll let the guys vote.
Alrighty, I think I will be putting Keith in because that was absolutely brilliant.
So yeah, that was what a race that was, Tuesday. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought that was fantastic. If we could get our podium getters and our winners into the chat, that'd be fantastic. So I believe we had Meowsy, we had Jonno, and we have Fat Cat. If we can get those guys into the comms box, that'd be fantastic. Driver of the day, that would be so that's up now. Get your votes in. Let us know when we got someone in the chat here.
Oh, Jonno. Sorry.
Jonno. Jonno, you didn't get nominated for driver of the day, unfortunately, mates.
No.
Even though that was a fantastic drive. Do we have, is Meowsy in the chat at the moment? No. We'll get started. We'll get started with Jonno, Tuesday. P2 today, Jonno. I guess that's pretty much all you needed to do once Campbell wasn't racing. How do you sort of feel about today? Was it trying to get the race win, or was it more about securing that championship, mate?
I was really trying to get the race win. I tried to launch many attacks on Fat Cat, but that last turn, you just get too much dirty air. And, there's no slipstream on this game. So, the closer you get, it's just the same amount of slipstream anyway. So I was trying my best. I launched a couple attacks. Very scary for a couple of them because I think one of the times I broke a little bit too deep. So Fat Cat kind of had to compromise his line, but no, it was me trying to get P1, but didn't work out too well.
Yeah, it looks like there was some fun racing all through the grid actually tonight. We probably didn't get to catch as much of the front runners as much because it looked like you guys were kind of just in that DRS. We've seen you try to make a couple of moves there, but yeah, there was plenty happening down in the back. But yeah, it looked like to us it just looked like Fat Cat sort of was trying to have it under control. He had plenty of battery every time we sort of switched to him, and you were just trying everything to get past him.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that as well, mate?
I knew I had probably a little bit lower battery than Fat Cat every time because in order to get closer, you kind of have to use a bit more battery and on the straights especially, so that you can get closer by the time you get to that last turn. So I was always like 5/10 away, so it was always like I knew Fat Cat would probably have like 20% more battery than me by the time I hit 10%. So yeah, I was trying to catch him off guard a few times. I think 2 of them worked, but no, that was about it.
Yeah, well, sort of moving on from the actual race, the championship fight now. These points today, does that sort of make you feel confident now that you're probably going to have this championship wrapped up, or is it you've still got to make sure you come these last 2 weeks and make sure
Uh,
you nail it down?
yeah, just be consistent, I guess. Even if I don't get a podium, just like a P4 or P5 will be good enough, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Fantastic job today, Jonno. Always a pleasure watching you drive around the track, mate. I'll hand you over to Tuesday for any questions he's got for you, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll keep it nice and simple since we've pretty much seen you every week. All right, 2 to go now. Campbell Adams hasn't been very active with this championship fight. Does this rule him out? I think it does.
So it was 38 points, and then I gained 18. So because he's 38
No.
points behind right
Okay.
now, and then I gained 18. So
Yeah,
it
I'm the
was
so
more
he
like
is-
that.
rival. I'm the closest rival. Shut up.
I believe he is out then after that 2 to go.
Yeah,
18.
he would be. Yeah.
Alrighty, so finally a champion Ferrari. Yeah, just talk to us about your season, I guess then. How it felt. I know it's been a bit of a struggle with some of them, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think just overall consistency is just what matters, I guess, except for Monaco and and Mexico. Mexico, I kind of got screwed in because didn't put that into run, but oh well. Anyways, yeah, the whole season's just kind of just mainly just be consistent, which I have done. So I'm quite happy. Yeah.
Righty, well, yeah, not much else to cover. Nishka beat me to it, but congratulations on tonight and on your championship, and have a good
I
one.
think
Mate.
Fat Cat's still in it though. Fat Cat's still in the championship because he
Is
gained
he?
25, and he's 51. So he was 51 points behind, and then he gained 25. So he is still in it.
What about me, guys? Like,
Shut
you're
up,
just
Keith.
forgetting. Oh, okay.
He would
Shut
have
up,
only
Keith.
gained 5 points. Okay, well, alrighty. You're not crowned yet, but yeah. Anyway, mate.
Yeah.
Good drive tonight. A good one.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks. Bye.
Tuesday, I'll let you take us away for the next one. We've got our driver of the day in here, Keefe, mate. I'll let you take that one away.
Oh, geez. All right, Mr. Ego, how are you going tonight, mate?
Oh yeah, amazing, mate.
Yeah, a bit of defense there from you this evening against the 2 Alpines. How was that for you?
Oh, I felt like giving Dante a P4, so I slowed down, wanted to battle some other people, just show them how to race wheel to wheel, and I did. And I mean, Chandler's is much competition. He's pretty slow. He's a one-hit wonder on F124. But yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Coming into this evening, we heard you had some wheel problems. I assume they were all resolved.
No, I was actually on a controller full assist. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I had to
Well,
switch
yeah.
to keyboard mid-race too. That's why I was so slow at the end. I was on keyboard.
Anyways, as I said, Mr. Ego, very, very nicely done, and I'll hand you over to Nishka for anything he has for you.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, Keefe, good drive tonight, mate. Driver of the day, well done. There was plenty of battling happening there, and made for some exciting racing. I think we had that kick on the screen for most of the second half of that race. Yeah, talk us through it.
Well, I
Was
was
it pretty
hearing from
fun?
Jonno and Dante. Yeah, I was hearing from Jonno and Dante. It was pretty boring up the front, and I thought I don't want these people watching to get bored. So I thought, I'll let Chandler's catch up, I'll let Age catch up, and I'll battle some people for a bit of fun. None of them overtook me because of talent, obviously, but just a bit of fun for the stream.
Yeah, there definitely was a bit of fun. We seen one of the Alpines make a move on you, and then you you got him done like a dinner back around the outside, and yeah, that was impressive to watch. And yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. How you been finding being TP of Kick?
Yeah, it's all right. I haven't had much time to do it this week because I've just come out of exams and everything, but it's all right. I mean, I didn't get handed much. We were kind of last in the constructors and stuff like that when I got handed kick, and they were like, do something. So I said, okay, I'll try my best, and I have done that. Got a couple of wins. Toast is driving well. Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You come in. It was it's a bit of a shambles and that, and yeah, you've done really well to bring the boys together, and yeah, like you said, get a few good results, and yeah, obviously yourself and Kalki are not here tonight, but you guys have been really
Yeah.
solid in Division One all season. So yeah, it's been a pretty good season for you guys, and yeah, thanks for jumping in, mate, and yeah, good luck for the remaining two races, and hopefully you can get some decent results, mate. Get yourself on a podium.
Yeah. Cheers, Nishka. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. That'll move us on. Tuzi, I'll keep taking up most of the questions, so I'm going to let you take it away with Miyazi.
Yeah, so Meowsy, mate, we saw you just clinch a podium last time around. This time, a bit more controlled. How was your race battling pretty much Dante for most of it?
I mean, battling is a bit of a loose term. Just following, really. Couldn't really do anything. I had way too much wing on. I think I was running 36, 33, and everyone else around me was like 20s and 10s. So, yeah, I didn't really have any opportunity to overtake anyone. So, it was kind of just. I can challenge for P2, but my wings basically allowed me to keep P3. So, I was really just hoping that the two in front would just hit each other and I'll take P1, but yeah, that was very optimistic thinking, so it wouldn't work. So yeah, I mean, probably the most I...
clean drivers, guys. Thank you very much.
yeah, yeah, I couldn't really do anything though. I probably had the pace to get pole, but knowing what wings they had, I don't think I would be able to keep that very long. I think at best it would be P2 if I had gone pole, but I think P3 is probably the best I could have done with that setup error.
And just quickly touching base on quali, is that the result you would have wanted, or did you have a bit more in the tank for us at the end there?
Yeah, I messed up my final lap. After just exiting the long right hander in sector one, I was 800ths up on my delta at that point, and I knew there was at least another tenth in the rest of the lap. But I ended up losing more than a tenth in my lap, so yeah, I was a bit annoyed. I started to overdrive it, so that was on me. I could have been definitely in the ones, if not the zeros. I did a bit of practice before, and I was consistently in the zeros, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. I definitely had the chance for pole, but wasn't really the best use of time considering it didn't end up working. But it's all good though. Should be better next couple of weeks.
And in the early stages, particularly lap one with that bit of carnage there with the Aston, Did you keep your nose clean through there? I didn't really see what happened if you knew.
I don't really know what you're probably referring to. Are you referring to Fat Cat
JF7.
or? Oh, I I mean I was in P3 at that point, so I didn't know what was happening behind me. I was more focused on battling Jonno to keep P2. So yeah, I didn't realize that happened.
Right. Well, that is all good. A very nice drive from you, and yeah, definitely a result to be happy with. I'll pass you over to Nishka.
Yeah, Biazzi, mate. Congratulations on the podium, mate. Was it sort of with the higher wings? Was it sort of just all the eggs in one basket? Put it on that qualifying. Hopefully finish P1 because with those higher wings, it can be very difficult to try and stay with the guys. The guys behind you to try and stay with you. Was that sort of the plan? Try and put it pole and then try and hold them off in the race.
Yeah, I kind of like forgot what wings to properly use here. So, I think my previous setup I was using was 35-25, which would have been fine for this race, but I went a bit higher because that's just what I like with setups. I like high downforce, just a lot of turning. So, yeah, I guess in a way, yeah, that was my plan. Just hopefully, break DRS, which is almost impossible. But yeah, that was mainly the plan, but I don't think that would have been possible really. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I want to mention, just like being changed to a 35% race. Does that affect the way that you'd go about setting up your car, or is it something that your setup stays pretty standard, even if it was 50%, 35 doesn't really matter?
It doesn't really change too much. I think the only things that would be properly changing maybe brake balance, wing level, because you'll have more turning with less fuel, so you can lose a couple of wings. Um, yeah, it's nothing too dissimilar to what we would be running in the 50%. So yeah, it was mostly the same really.
Yeah, that's an interesting insight, mate, and yeah, it's good to see you on the podium again, and hopefully we see you in these last two races, mate, and hopefully we can see you in that P1 position before the season's finished, mate. But
Yeah,
congratulations
thank you.
today. Well done.
Thank you.
And that takes us over to our race winner. I know you're excited about this, man, Tuzi, so I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, well, Fat Cat in control again, and pole position again. So not much changed for you this week. How was your evening?
Yeah, relatively good. Made a couple errors that nearly cost it, but overall nice.
And during the race there, I mean, I know last week you said you were quite comfortable with Kalki right on you, but Jonno, you didn't really get too close much of the race. You had a couple looks. Um, any thought you would have lost the win there, or just completely in control?
Yeah, a few Code Brown moments, but I figured since it's Spain, I've held Jono up here 22, 28 laps in a 100% race. So
Yep. Don't want to
uh,
get back into it. Thank you.
yeah, I figured it would be chill.
And the quali there for you at the end, it was only, I believe, 600 separating you and Meowsy. Did you have anything left in the tank there, or was that your absolute maximum?
It was faster than the PBs I was setting in practice, but there was definitely still time in the middle sector. Very underdriven.
Righty. Well, I think that's all from me. A very nice drive again, back to back. You somehow clawed your way into this championship fight without us even knowing. And I'll pass you over to Nishka.
Yeah, Fat Cat, mate, congratulations on the P1. Well done today. We know about your driving on the track. I'm going to ask you a bit more about the team. Yeah, for the overalls, how massive is this for the Astons trying to wrap up those overalls? I know McLaren, they closed up by about 20 or so points this week. Is that something that you think about personally, the overalls for the team, or do you just focus on you driving and getting the job done for yourself?
Well, I just focus on Div 1 mainly, but you know, I always have a team to consider in the back of my mind, so don't want to let them down every weekend.
Yeah, 100%. As a Div 1 driver, do you have much input with Aston on how they go about it with the other divisions, helping the other guys and stuff like that, or is it more basically you just turn up, make sure you get your job done? Yeah, sort of how do you go about that?
I do my job mainly, give some tips and sets to the other guys, and tell them stuff if they need any help. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, the last question that I have, I know this man's still in here, so I don't want to say too much. But how much are we
Say
praying?
it.
How much are we praying for Jonno to have a couple of mishaps and you to get the job done, Fat
No,
Cat?
no, 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 no. Hold on. No, please, no.
Yeah. Praying for a big downfall. I want that little nice cup
Wow.
SJ sends out.
Okay, okay.
As much as I love the guy, I'm praying on your downfall, Jonno.
My mental health will decline, though, Fat Cat. You can't do that.
Don't worry. I'll when I win the little trophy, I'll send it to you with my name on it, so you can put some tape on it and write your name over.
Yeah, I'll do it with a Sharpie, mate. I'll make sure it's permanent.
Holy, that's crazy. Oh, I love that though. But it's good to see you guys are quite good mates, but still competitors on the track, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, look forward to seeing both of you guys go at it again next week, and yeah, see if Jonno can turn the tables on you, Fat Cat. But yeah, well done tonight, mate, and congratulations. Go celebrate with your team, bro.
One last thing I want to say before I do leave is massive shout out to Dynasty. He's a true goat. Go watch his races more, gang.
Hey, Fat Cat.
Yeah, you're not a goat, Jonno. Get out
Did
of
you
here
hear
already.
that?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Any other shout outs, Fat Cat? We see Dynasty. Go watch his races,
out me.
guys. Yeah.
Well, I guess the whole team deserve a shout out, I
Wow.
guess. Yeah, not you, Jonno. Get out of here already.
Okay.
No, I love you. Well, I love you so much. Mwah.
That was on straight. Okay.
That's on stream.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna clip that.
You can clip that, Jonno. We're gonna start wrapping this up. Tuesday, any final thoughts on tonight's race, mate?
Yeah, I think I also have to try and manifest a Jonno downfall here. I think. We want some action.
What
We
is
want some
this?
action. We want
Hold
some
on a
action.
second. Hey, I always bottle quali, so don't worry about that. But the race is where I come alive, okay? So don't worry. Don't worry.
This is crazy. Commentators preying on the downfall of drivers. I
Yeah,
want no part of this.
I thought, wow, what is this British bias like Sky Sport? Like, what is this, man? Why am I downfall? Why?
Yeah, no, I don't, I'm not supporting that, Jono. I hope you have a good race
Thank
next
you.
week, mate. And yeah, don't go anywhere, our viewers, because tomorrow we have a double header. We got Division 4 and Division 2. Division 4, you'll be joined by myself and Aardvark. Division 2, you'll be joined by Wreckers and Aardvark. We're looking forward to more racing from Spain. Hopefully less DRS trains, but plenty more midfield battling like we've seen tonight. That's all from myself and Jatuzi. It's been a great night, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Good night.